on the suffering of the dead, rotting the souls in the souls of the weak. We have taken refuge here among the mortals in hope of harvesting on the innocent. Tread lightly the search for the voices and stories of the departed, for in the shadows hides the evil that lurks within. As the light dies and slowly becomes night, the realm of the spirits rule the world. In the darkness of your mind hides your own inner demons, brings to life your deepest fears. Do you have what it takes to speak to the dead? Do you accept your own mortality? In the search for life after life, have you ever seen a ghost, spirit, or demon? Have the lights flickered and the room became as cold as death itself? Maybe you have, maybe it was your own subconscious preparing you for death. Come spend some of what's left of your own existence in our search for the answers hidden behind the veil. Shed off the blinders and open your mind's eye. Listen to the story. We are they, we are incarnate and all.
And what is up, everybody? Happy Sunday to you. Yeah, third show this weekend. Wow, yeah, falling behind. That's what I get for being out of town for 6 days. Got to make up for it. And yeah, we are behind. As I said, we still have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 recorders left to go, plus the GoPros. It is what it is. We'll get there.
Welcome to prime time, bitch!
And Vexus and Sims with resubs.
Thank you!
Thank you so much. Vexus with 20 months and Sims with 30-month streak and 38 months. 12, 24. That's 4 freaking years. Holy shit, has it been that long? So you know what that means. I got to do 4 spins on the wheel. Okay, let's see if I can find the wheel. Where's it at? Okay, get that up. All right. Let's get our 4 spins. Thank you guys so much. I greatly appreciate it. Let's get the 4. Okay, Sriracha. Not starting off so bad. I believe that's Ghost. That's Sriracha. There's one. Jalapeno, which shows up as transparent. You gotta love the hollow beans. There's two. I don't want to do two jalapenos. We got to make this interesting. Okay, respin. We got to keep this right. Okay, cayenne we can do. Don't want to have four of the same thing. That's just not fair. And a habanero. We can do it. So, there's the four beans. Oh. Yeah. Thank you again, guys. Those mixed together are not good. Yeah, Vexus. I ended last. You must have right as I ended. Couldn't miss any more. Like I said, I feel you though. Both of you have been busy with work. I'm still recovering from Big Bear. Sunburn's finally going away. Skin's just been really flaky. So we left off yesterday. We had 5 EVPs yesterday. Be nice. It's over. You're an asshole. The other team playing the music box, don't play it. And shot me in the back. Same store transferred from one down there, and now they're sending me back to basically pick up the shit. Don't you love how that works? I determined they shot me in the back was from one of the prison breaks back in the 1880s, I think it was. So yeah, old EVPs. Can't beat them. We're on the last section of Dead's H1N Pro. We've got about an hour and a half on it to go. We're definitely going to knock this out today. But yeah, 5 EVPs is the most we've gotten in a while. What can you do? Today, there will only be one show. I'm not going to do a two-parter like I did yesterday.
And this is where I'm going to do some extra work, so bear with me for a second. I need to move something here because it's actually too dark now. Need to move my GoPro in here.
Is that Susan? That's not Susan. Is that evidence? I don't know. Yeah, it was. That, on the other hand, is might be an EVP. All right. All right. Let's. Well, rereading that Vexus. Of course, it's human. Is it a spirit or is it one of the investigators? It's one of the investigators. Let's clean this up. See if we can determine whether or not that was an investigator or other. Huh. All right, let's clean it. See if that helps. I don't think this is an investigator. I think this is evidence. Let me. Maybe he's sincere. Huh, let's slow it down. Maybe you're sincere. Maybe you're sincere. Slow it a little, or speed it up just a hair. Okay, we're going to work with that. Now we're going to try to clear that up. Okay. Huh. Or it's that last part. Ends here, sincere. It's definitely I'll probably let Susan decide, but I'm gonna save this as maybe you're sincere. Let's get it saved. All right, and there's one for the meter. That is only EVP 119 for this investigation. We are probably 150 EVPs behind, at least, which is kind of disheartening. Eight recorders left at 119.
Try to get some answers.
Pause this. I don't think we're going to reach 250 EVPs for this investigation. I really don't. That could be somebody taking a breath, but nobody's in the direct area right now. Nobody's in last night's cells. If this is picking up a breath this far away, these are some damn good recorders. So what we're gonna do, to me it doesn't sound like a breath, it sounds like you're back. Like somebody's exhaling while saying, you're back, you're back. Something like that. It might not be that, but we're going to crank it up. And how you doing today, Ecto? Good to see you, bud. We're going to clean this up as much as we can. Take the reverb out, apply. Effects, vocal. It might be echo too. It very well might be echo. It's echo. You hear me or somebody saying bring it back, and then you're hearing the back at the end of it. Like it's an echo. It's either a mimic or an echo. It could be a mimic, which I haven't heard I've rarely heard. So, just because I'm 50-50 on this, debunk it. I'd rather be safe than sorry and debunk it.
You know why I'm out here. Why did you attack my friend Eddie?
Okay, I'm going back. Why did you attack our friend Eddie? You heard me yesterday when I talked about them provoking Cole, Carol Edward Cole. And he came down and he got strangled. He had strangle marks on his neck. This very well might be the evidence that I was looking for when I went back up with him to see why he got attacked. This might be the spirit saying, you brought him back. Bring him back. That is actually evidence. Because I brought him back up there to see why he got attacked. And to bring him back, or bring it back, bring him back. I brought him back up there, so bring him back. That's evidence, guys. I brought him back up there to see why he got attacked. So yeah, I'm actually surprised at this one. Let's get it saved. Getting awfully long names for these files. So there's another one for the meter. At least we know now that when you heard me say before I brought it back, why'd you attack him? So why is that so far? So you can see the recorder is in last night's cell. We're on the other side of the wall in execution viewing. So you can actually see how that I'm upset, I'm mad. My voice is really carrying at this point. Usually when we're on the other side of the wall, my voice doesn't carry this much. My face is itching. Thanks again for the resub. We'll hopefully see you soon.
I'm not going to if you're going to attack my friends.
me around. Could be a good thing or a bad thing, depending on how you look at it.
They're back. Jesse Bishop, Carol Cole, was it one of you guys attacking?
And I called him Carol Cole. Oops. First time I ever did that. Bad breath. Turn down the lights a little bit for you. I know you don't like it right here. So now, please, if you are here, please light that box for me. Again, we're not like a Christmas tree. Was that you guys? Or some exhaling more? Was that you exhaling like you're upset that I'm asking you to apologize? Yeah, guys, I'm actually kind of mad right now. You attacked a friend. That little red box that I have there on the table, I will hear who attacked him. So it's better you just come forward now. Trying to get answers why somebody was attacked and they don't answer you. Frickin' cowards. You're in there for murder and you won't admit to attacking somebody.
I don't know how much longer we some of the bitches did. Now I'm not gonna be nice. I don't know how much longer we some of the bitches did. Now I'm not gonna be nice to you until you tell me.
The hell?
I don't know how much longer we some of the bitches did. I don't know how much longer we some of the
That's me. I want to know which one of the sons of bitches did it. Yeah, I'm provoking at this point.
Now, I'm not going to be nice to you until you tell me.
I am not having my brightest moment investigating right now. I'm not going to be nice to you. Which one of you sons of bitches did it? You know, I should know better than to provoke in this area, considering what just happened to one of the other investigators. You'd think I'd be like, hey guys, come on. You know better than this shit. Come on. Apologize. Nope. Which one of you sons of bitches did it? Surprised I didn't get attacked. Oops.
If you
are not responding. Would you? My God. Sorry, Jack just knocked something over. Okay, now this is weird. Everything goes very echoey. I know that's not a word, but if you listen to me talking, everything turns more of an echo to it. So am I being interfered with something here? Maybe. Echo, I mean, if they know they're dead, would they be afraid to quote a character from Critical Role? The worst thing to ever happen to me has already happened. This cat is gonna freaking suffer here in a second. You're not wrong, Echo. Jesus. Yeah. I think it came around just at the wrong time as I was speaking. So that's what let off the echo. So yeah, there's a debunk. Good catch, Echo. So now it just appears like a lot of people talk. Whoever's there is talking, plus me. It does seem like it depends who's up in execution, any of that area, to what the spirits are going to do. It seems like when I went up with other teams, we didn't get very much evidence. But if I go alone, it seems like I get more. Who knows? Spirits are going to communicate with who they want to communicate with. There's no way around that. That's me. Yeah, that's me. Never mind. I think, we got deads roaming, dish return, 2, 3, 4.
You guys seem light up. You guys are doing the same thing. All you gotta do is touch it. If you want us to send Eddie back up here so you can attack him again, can you light it up for me? He wasn't recording all the time.
We could do a GoPro after this.
That's probably why he hates that man. That's why it was really cool all his life because everybody told him Carol about it. Yeah.
We might.
Is that why you attacked him? Because you don't like me? We know you don't like me called Carol. I know he probably doesn't know that, but is that the reason you attacked him?
Or one more recorder, then GoPro. Who knows?
Did you attack him when you see our women under? I don't know what else to ask you guys. I've been the past 3 nights and you really haven't talked to me this year. It hurts my feelings. I should know each picture. Put it on the table and send this to Eddie. And I was going to responses all night. Now I'm not going to check. You guys are making me look like a fool here. All right, if you got an answer, you gotta go back down to the office. Maybe they have a case about you. Because you obviously know tonight, and I'm okay with it. But remember, I won't be back for you.
I want to know what this is right here in the center. That swooping, is that one of the cell doors opening? Or one of the metal doors?
Move this over here. Give him some of this, so
That's me. That hesitation.
That's not gonna work.
Me and my dumb sound effects.
All right, gentlemen. I know you were speaking, but we didn't hear it. Thank you.
They weren't speaking. We got one EVP out of that 30-minute section. They had reason though, Ecto. The team that I came back in to defend were provoking. They deserved what they got.
Move this up here.
Oh,
You get something?
Yeah, as I said, Carol Edward Cole, never call him Carol. You heard me do it. Carol Cole, why'd you attack him? I shouldn't have done that, but they were up in there saying like, Carol, what are you gonna do? You know, they were provoking. So yeah, they might have deserved what they got, but I'm still gonna go up and try to understand why they got attacked. Said being that I asked him earlier when I was doing setup, saying there's gonna be people up here, please be nice to them. But you're amongst spirits of convicted murderers or executed a few feet away. So yeah, I mean, they got what they asked for. They wanted a response, and they got their response. Not at the level they wanted or anticipated, but they got the response they were asking for. I look at it as paranormal karma. You're going to get what's coming to you if you keep pushing spirits.
That's solid. I don't know.
you guys are awfully quiet. Is it because I'm in here?
One of the guys was up in there calling him Carol Cole, and he got choked. He actually had red marks on his neck. So yeah, I mean, Carol Cole is Eddie was he murdered up to what they think is around 35 women by strangling them. So that's his moniker in there, is hands around the neck. Yeah, I want to know. I don't want to experience it, but I want to see somebody's neck get grabbed hard enough to leave fingerprints. Why do I want to do that? Let's see if one of you guys can figure this out. Why do I want fingerprints from a paranormal? Compare it to records. Yes. Give it to Susan. Let her pass it on to the right people and see if we can compare it. Could you imagine having fingerprints from a spirit and match it up to one of the convicted killers there? What that would do to the paranormal community. People would be lined up to go in there to try to recreate that. Because there's one reason behind that. You cannot duplicate it. The scientific community, exactly. You cannot duplicate fingerprints. If you got a fingerprint like that and you compared it, holy shit. Just the possibilities on something like that is...
We were really interested in speaking with you and finding out what those guys did to irritate you. I'm not really too into sneak attacks. It's a little unfair.
That's why a lot of these areas you can't use old school paranormal techniques to get footprints, fingerprints, anything along those lines. And I don't think there's many people that would figure this question out. What's the one old school paranormal technique you could, or paranormal item you could use to get fingerprints or footprints? And it's something that everyday household item. Problem is, no location's going to let you do it. You're close, Ecto. Flour. Powder a hallway with flour and just let it be overnight. Put a camera on it, let it roll. Problem is, it creates too much of a mess. So we're almost flatlined here. Downside is the next couple recorders are probably going to be dead spots. Add some water, it'll be fine. Well, then it'd be a sloppy mess. I imagine, like, I envisioned the sign off Ace Ventura when nature calls, when he dusts the tent to test when he finds the feather looking for fingerprints, he powders everything. It's like, yeah, I imagine doing something like that in a location. I'd never be allowed back in, but yeah, we're pretty fucking flatlined. I said the last section of this is only like 30 seconds. So we'll just go through that and make sure there's nothing in that. We got to decide which recorder to do next. Whitey, Unknown, Tascam, Sims recorder, Milkweed, the H3VR will be last. And we still got two of Dead's recorders left to go. Might do one of those. Actually, I'd like to do the Tascam next. That's just the investigators. That's nothing. That's Susan. Vroom. Right. Fucking cars. Highway being like a block away. motorcycle. This looks like a GoPro going dead. That looks like the beeps from a GoPro. Beep, beep, beep. Shuts down. Let's find out. Yep, GoPro dying. You know you've been analyzing too long when you can recognize wavelengths like that. GoPro more like GomPro. Yeah? Or in the words of Homer Simpson, the GoPro. And the weird thing is, none of the recorders died. I could have gotten another hour out of most of the recorders before they went kaput. What got me was the GoPro with the Volta in the infirmary only lasted an hour and a half. Those Voltas with the GoPro battery are supposed to last 6 hours. It went an hour and a half before it shut down. Zero battery and zero evidence off of it. Oh well. Yeah, because I've never had a Volta shut down in an hour. One of those things that just happens. I'm wondering if it couldn't have been a bad battery and just drew the battery from the Volta, which is entirely possible. It's got to be electronically explainable before we go to the paranormal. Okay. Nope, don't want to do that one. Want to do that one. Close selected files. No, don't save it. Let's get the last 17 seconds out of this one. I don't even need to do that. There's not going to be anything there. So Dead's H1N Pro is finished. We need to figure out what to do next. Those are used. Don't tell me. Cancel. Shit. You're going to do that, aren't you? Yeah, you are. Okay. Give me a second, guys. It's being funky. I'll have to do it later. Okay, what do we want to do next? This is the big question. I got inside execution viewing. You know what? Yeah. We're going to do Dead's H8. get this written down. Night 1 X view. Okay. And that's going to be what, EVP 121 will be the next one. So this is Dead's H8 recorder. Execution viewing room on night 1. Looks like we got a lot of dead space in here. And there are 3 sections to this recorder.
All right, this is Joe, Zoom H8, in execution viewing, night 1.
Yeah, we definitely need to bump this up. It is silent. No, cancel that. Did the wrong one. Let me on low pass. No, it was Satan. The devil said so himself. I don't deal with demonics. Nope. No. Only ever had one demonic case my entire paranormal career, and I'll never do it again. That was a very bad experience. That's why when these paranormal shows say anything demonic or evil, it pisses me off. Okay, that's Dead's, his girlfriend Van, and me in there setting up. So there's 3 of us in there right now.
It's muggy in here.
It is. Wait.
I'll have to come back later and turn on the light.
The most boring part of the investigation, the setup. But we have gotten evidence setting up before. Was it last year? Year before? We were walking out of building 12, just setting up, and myself, Deds, and Chris, one of the docents, heard with our own ears, "Don't go." Walking out of building 12 after just setting up for the investigation. Don't go. Or wait, don't go. It's like, what? you're going to give us evidence now when we're walking out of the building, you almost have to stop at that point and investigate. We didn't. It's like, wait, don't go it. You'll have plenty to say later.
All right.
Yeah, Chris is, Chris B was taking some TikToks there. Who would you say is the most famous out of all these guys? Key Johns.
All right. This is Brent from Clark Paranormal, Nevada State Prison, Night 1, Visit 4, GoPro and Execution. Execution viewing.
Yep. So this guy right here. Friend on Facebook. That looks exactly like him. Here's Gil Cole. That is the man.
So we had execution viewing. Wait, which recorder was that? Let's go back.
This is Brent from Clark Paranormal, Nevada State Prison, Night 1, Visit 4, GoPro and Execution. Execution viewing.
Yep.
Okay, GoPro execution
So this
viewing.
guy right here. Friend on Facebook. That
Did we
looks
get any evidence out of that?
exactly like him. Here's Gil Cole. That is the man. Is that what Brent, did you see how they spell his last name wrong?
Haven't got to it yet.
Cool. Oh my God.
Yep. Yeah.
There's a little bit of everything in there. At this point, I might be doing a second show later. Haven't decided. This I'll give the Zoom H8 credit. It is a
That's the
very
one she said in terms of.
very sensitive recorder. It's crystal clear. I might have to pick one up. I'm liking how clear this is.
It's worth a little bit. I think.
Take a look real quick and see how much warmer one actually is.
Do a little bit of nosy in here.
329 on Amazon. But I've got enough recorders. I need GoPros. I need more cameras. Because I know we don't want to keep analyzing audio. I know we need more video. Make it more interesting. It's actually a toss-up between the Zoom H3 VR and the Zoom H8 on which one actually has better audio quality. I like the Zoom H3 VR because you get binaural sound. You can go ambisonic or binaural. I like the binaural because you have the 4-axis. As with the H8, you only have the 2-axis. And the Zoom H3 VR is a lot lighter. You can fit it like this, and the freaking H8's huge. Zoom H8's about that big. So you're walking around with a brick in your hand. So take into mind, what do you want to carry for the night? I might put the H3 VR to my Pentax KS2. Remember, you've got to lug that stuff all over the prison. You've got to lug that shit with you, and you're walking at least 10 miles a night, which I won't do that much this year. I'm going to pick a spot, sit in it for an hour, go to another location, sit in it for an hour, and just keep going that way. I ain't walking, but I am. When you gotta lug that much shit around, that's my Pentax with my full spectrum Pentax KS2 with my IR strobes. That's what I'm using this year. So it's either bring the Pentax or get another GoPro. I want to bring the Pentax. But I ain't getting a lot of video out of it. That's the downside. Yeah, they make IR lenses for them. You can actually hack shack it yourself. There's videos on how to do it. It is really not that hard to do. Problem is, if you screw up on one little part, you destroy the GoPro. If you know anything about electronics, you can do it yourself. I've thought about doing it. Yeah, but This was a nice gift to myself. The full spectrum Pentax KS2. I think what was it from B&H Photography? I think it is not B&H. Spencer's Cameras. I think. I'll have to get the website if you guys want it. They do clean room conversions of DSLR camera, the high end cameras. The downside is it's expensive. The camera was just over $7. With the conversion, it was like $880. So for my Pentax was $880. Then $80 or $65 each for the strobes. And again, most Zoom H1N Pros were donated by viewers. And my original recorders. Those are my babies. Some dumb reason, I just want to take them this year. But that's just that much more audio we have to analyze. Ugh. Kind of dreading that. I really don't need any more gear. But as a paranormal investigator, you never have enough gear. How much more do I actually want to carry? They already look at me funny when I put it through the scanner at the airport. What's all this electronics? I'm a ghost hunter.
So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to double up here. Just because I know I'm not a lot of
Let me pause this real quick. And that's a funny thing, like going through the airport with my Pelican. I've got all my charging cables, all the electronics in the Pelican. Put that through the machine and they see all the freaking wires going everywhere and all the electronics and circuit boards and all this. Are like, sir, can you bring that bag right over here and open it, please? Here's a business card. Of course I can. They open it and they're like, just go. It's like, you're a ghost hunter. That's so cool. It's like, yeah. Keep the business card. Look me up. That looks like a GoPro beep. That's when Dead's GoPro shut down. And we didn't know it for like 3 hours. Definitely a possibility. Let's get this fully cleaned up. Enhancer. All right. I don't think I can call that evidence. Nah. And I double back to lay down equipment. And looks like right here is when the GoPro might shut off. We're flatlined. GoPro's getting ready to die. And they have a hell of a deal, right? Supposedly running really good deals on the GoPro 12 right now. That's an idea. Yep, and it finally shuts off. These splotches right in here, is that birds? That might be birds. Whatever it is, it's beyond what the human ear can hear. That's weird. I'm going to bump this up a little bit. Yeah, it's birds. Yeah. My guess it'll be right before you bumped it. I recognized. Okay, fair enough, Ecto. Thank you. That sounds like a bat. Sorry to come, FBI operative. Nice, nice screen name. I like that. Sorry to come in here guns blazing. Did I make an oopsie? Made an altar for You got a pretty strong response to it. Unless you know what you're doing, do not make an altar. You're opening. It's just like using a Ouija board, doing seances. If you do it the right way, no harm, no foul. If you know how to open and close properly, then there's nothing against it. It's not part of my practices. I'm not saying I don't believe in them. But if you know how to do the ceremonies correctly, more power to you. There's nothing wrong with it. Just follow the proper channels. Don't try summoning, because you will have a bad time. And then you will be calling your local paranormal team to figure out what the hell is going on. Like I just said, learn how to open and close properly. You'll be fine. Learn how to sage. And yeah, you should be fine. And if you don't close the channels properly, the only thing I can suggest to you is saging. I've been studying Hermetic arts for some years now. I've opened and closed it correctly and was very respectful to what I tried to evoke. I actually got rid of some pestering spirits. Okay, if you open and close correctly, you should be fine. Be careful you don't get any attachments. If you're trying to evoke spirits, that can be... It's the same as using a Ouija. If you believe in Ouijas, witch boards, seances, calling the corners, any of that, you gotta learn to follow the proper, I hate saying procedures, because depending on your beliefs, each way is different. If you're actually able to get rid of the spirits, like you said, then be careful you didn't let some other spirits in, which is entirely possible. Oh, you're not derailing anything. This is, and I appreciate that.
We are the ones who dwell within.
I appreciate the follow. Thank you very much. One of the reasons I started this stream was not only to analyze evidence, but to talk about aspects of the paranormal. My experiences over the past almost 16 years now. Seances and stuff have never been my thing. I started studying into demonology and some weird things started happening. I had to stop. Depending on, like I said, your beliefs, Wiccan, any of that, just follow the code. You'll be fine. And if anything happens, make sure there's a camera rolling. And I'll share it on stream. I'm kidding. Just do it right. I've had people do seances and stuff on investigations. I've done cleansings and clearings. But yeah, never altars. I wish I had a better answer for you. But whatever your beliefs on that, just follow the code. And you'll be good. Yeah, poltergeist, German for noisy ghost. Has nothing to do with the 80s movie Poltergeist. And there's a siren coming. Birds and a siren. I've always been not skeptical, hesitant about opening doors to the other side, but I have done channeling, which is just as bad. It's Ouija without the board. If that's what you need to do to clear spirits, Ask for help from the other side. There's spirits on the other side that'll help you. But the downside to that is there's spirits that will trick you to help you to allow them to come over to this side to wreck your life. And there's always that risk because you never know. Is this spirit doing good, or are they just fucking with me so I can mess with them? That's the only warning I can give you, is be careful, because a lot of spirits are tricksters. And I've had residential cases to where that was the case, to where, hey, they did some nice things. Oh, these spirits are nice. They're welcome here. 6 months later, oh my God, these spirits are evil. These spirits are bad. What can I do to get rid of them? Well, you invited them to stay. You invited them to help. Now you've got an issue. And finding a reputable, dependable paranormal team that is experienced enough to be able to clear shit like that is few and far between. There's not a lot of them. And I've said this for 4 years I've been doing this show. A lot of teams out there are only there because of TV shows. They want to be the next, I have no problem. They want to be the next Zach Bagans. They want to be the next Jason Hawes. They want to be the next, Destination Fear or Project Fear now. They want to be the next big thing, and they don't do the right thing, and it damages clients. There really isn't any shows that I've seen to where they're doing seances or altars. There should be. Don't make deals you don't intend to complete. 100%. But then again, goes back to the tricksters. They don't want anything in return. They get your trust, and then they're on you like glue, like bubble gum on your shoe. So is it really worth the risk? Take the good and bad benefits. Can you deal with a mischievous spirit for a little bit until you can get rid of them? Probably. They're just going to bump the lights every now and then. They're going to make some weird noises. You might get a couple scratches here and there. Or you go to the worst, to where your water heater blows up. You get into a car crash. Your pets are going crazy. It's what do you want to risk? That's why, like, when the cleansings that I've done, you kind of bully them out. I'm alive, you're not. I can get rid of you. But again, you push spirits, it's a bad time. It's a very bad time. And I've been on probably almost 1,000 investigations. Over 900, not quite 1,000. In 16 years. August 1st will be 16 years. I think I need to study up more on the altars and stuff. That's why I'm trying to not sound ignorant, only say what I know. I'm not going to be one of those guys to make shit up. I'll admit it, I don't know very much about it. I've dealt with both. As I said, I've only been on one demonic my entire time. All the rest were just asshole spirits. I tell people, you are in life as you are in death. If you're a good person in life and you remain, you're going to be a good spirit. If you're a jerk, you're going to have a rough afterlife. Demonics are 1 in 10,000, if not more. You see all the TV shows. Oh, this is demonic. No, it's not. I don't touch too much into demonology because I've had weird shit happen when I started studying it. I've touched base on that on this show before. I started reading into the names of the demons. As soon as I opened the book, the lights in my house bumped a few. It was like boom, 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 just like a quick strobe effect, and stopped. I shut the book, and I haven't opened it since. I took that as a warning. Be careful what you're getting into. This might be something you can't handle. I took it as a very strong warning. I don't know if I'll ever dip back into demonology. But if it came down to it for a client, I might have to. Not saying it doesn't freak me out a little bit. It doesn't scare me. I've been thrown across rooms before. It doesn't scare me. But it makes me a little bit leery about what can happen to me. Both physically and spiritually. And this recorder is a dead spot. Yeah, this, what's that? Birds. Yeah, definitely birds. No, I don't want to save it. Okay. Okay, hold on. Where are we at here? Okay, give me a second here, guys. What the hell? Not responding. Not what I needed. It's a house settling. I've actually had cases like that to where I've had to tell the client, well, like I said, in over 900 investigations, the majority being residentials, 80+% of the time, 90+%, it is completely explainable. And people just don't want to hear that part. Well, my house is haunted. No, it's not. I can show you exactly what's going on at any given time. And it's it's actually kind of funny to where they're trying to convince you.
Thou shalt not bow down before any graven image.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
So what we do for subs and resubs, let me get over to it. Spin the wheel twice for spicy beans. So whatever two I eat, let me get this open somehow. There we go. Let me get your spins for you. Of course, it'd be a habanero. There's one. Habanero, jalapeno. So, there we go. Thank you again for the sub. Oh my God. That is the worst combination of beans. The habanero jalapeno is the worst combination. I can deal with the Carolina Reaper, jalapeno, anyone but those two. For some reason, it just bites me. So I'm thinking on doing, I want to do like the one chip challenge or something on stream. Definitely one of my goals. I just don't know when. Let's get this. All right. Let's get 5. But yeah, I've got roughly 200 books on the paranormal and parapsychology. I'm not just a ghost hunter. I hate that term, paranormal investigator. My favorite location, Nevada State Prison, which we're analyzing right now. Jalapeno habaneros nasty mix. Jalapeno hits you immediately, and then lingering habanero burn finishes it. I just don't like the taste of jalapenos. I don't mind the heat. It's just the straight taste of jalapeno. Never liked it. Section 1 had nothing. Section 2, Carolina Reapers, okay, I can deal with. I've got Carolina Reaper peach sauce for my for food, for my chicken and for my ribs. You eat them both like mini bell peppers. Oh, I envy you. I can't just eat peppers like candy. I gotta cook them in something. This is my 3rd batch of the spicy beans, and out of the 3 batches, this is actually the hottest batch yet. So we're pretty flatline through this. I'm disappointed we're not getting any evidence. But yeah, big mistake has been boiling Reapers for ramen. Couldn't enter my kitchen for an hour. It's like pepper spray in the kitchen. Now, if you are curious to some of the evidence we've gotten in Nevada State Prison, you can join the Discord if you'd like. Go down to Documents. I've typed up all the evidence we've gotten for the first 3 investigations of NSP. We're not finished with 4 yet. After we finish with 4, I'll have that typed in there. Or you can go watch past shows on YouTube. I did have to take down about 200 shows, which was a complete and total pain in my ass. I was using royalty-free music for my intro. Full credit. Somebody bought the rights to it, and I got a copyright strike. I had to take it all down to remove the strike. So, yeah, currently lost a lot of shows. That's YouTube for you. I almost want to get through this and do a video. Oh, cool. I was on Zach Bagans' binge last week and said only a small part of his stuff actually watchable on Amazon, like 5 of the 27 seasons. I stopped watching Ghost Adventures when everything started being evil or demonic. I've been to the museum 6 times. The last time I went, I was viciously attacked by a spirit. I almost had to be helped out of there.
Hey guys.
Pause this real quick. Being in Vegas, It's like I've got the museum not even a 10-minute drive away. The stuff he has in his museum is 100% legit. As far as the shows go, up until, what was it, season 5, season 6, it was either haunted or it wasn't, or, yeah, it's starting to get into the point where everything's haunted. It's still relatively legit. I have worked for teams that have been on Ghost Adventures, who have been on the show. I know a lot about what goes on behind the scenes that I can't discuss. I will say 99% of the evidence they have on the show is real. I will tell you that for a fact. The other part is that they're evidence. I won't go into that. The fact when they go to a location, they contact local teams. They get the most reputable team that's been into the location multiple times, have them take them in there, as well as the owner of the property, show them the haunted spot, share some evidence with them. Then they sign disclosures. They sign NDAs. It's not so much pumping it up, it's overacting. Would you, and I ask this to everybody, and I want honest responses. Would you seriously watch a TV show of somebody sitting in a dark room for 4 hours doing nothing but asking questions? No, you wouldn't. It'd be boring as shit. Going to location for a room for 10, 15 minutes, go on to the next, and so on and so forth throughout the night. What the show isn't showing you, and this one a lot of people don't realize, this is not breaking any legal boundaries. They go into a location for 2 nights to a week. So figure 2 to 7 nights in a location. They investigate the entire week and cut it down into an hour to 2 hour show. They might be in there 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 hours a night. Then they cut it down for the TV show. Nothing wrong with that. I can't tell you how many times on this show we've gone a dozen shows without any evidence whatsoever. Recorders, absolute silence for 6 hours. And I do 1.5 to 2 hour shows. So you figure how much we're going through to find something. This is basically, and I hate saying it like this is what goes on behind the scenes of paranormal TV shows when they're trying to find evidence for the show. They don't do what I do. Each of them carries a recorder, and they take the evidence for that. I put recorders at random, hit record, set them down, and leave them until the battery goes dead. Even if I investigate that part of the building or not, I've got a recorder that could potentially catch evidence. It's a pain in the ass sometimes when you have 25 digital recorders and there's only 3 being carried for investigations. The rest of them might get lucky when you go into that area. So if you're investigating that room, you've got the recorder you're carrying plus the recorder you left there to help confirm the evidence that you got on the recorder you're carrying. It's a reason I did that, to help confirm evidence down the road. TV shows don't do that. But yeah, a week in an area for an hour TV show.
We're walking in here, getting a chair. Susan.
And on Ghost Adventures, I'm not a Zach fan. I'm not shy about that. I'm an Aaron fan. Aaron is a big, goofy guy, the kind you want to go and have a beer with and just bullshit with. And years ago, I met Billy. He was a DJ in Vegas for the longest time. And a lot of people don't know Zach Bagans is a failed DJ. And Zach, Aaron, and Billy, if I remember right, all went to film school together. When they did the Goldfield Hotel the last time, I don't know.
Yeah.
I wish I knew what he did.
All right, guys. Sorry about the darkness.
Pause this again real quick. When the last time they did the Goldfield Hotel, when they said they were locked in there, they were locked in that hotel for a week. They spent 3 days blacking out every single window in that hotel. Every single window in that building was blacked out. I want to know how much money they spent on Duvetine just to black out those windows. Then they locked him in there for a few days. Well, let him out to eat and do all that, whatever. But to be locked in there like that, they paid $25,000 to rent that hotel for a week. And there's other stories behind the Goldfield Hotel with them that I won't get into, at least not on air.
Okay.
That camera moved.
Did it move? Wow.
No, it didn't. All right. We should be good, guys. Sorry about the darkness. Yeah, now we're good. We'll go ahead and leave the lens cap right there, and we're off. We're off to the surprise, gentlemen. We will be back later this evening to speak with you.
And I'll say this, and it's hard to say it. The Clown Motel in Tonopah, Nevada is more haunted than the Goldfield Hotel in Goldfield. You're not alone. I've wanted to learn Latin for the longest time. I just don't have time. I wish I had time to learn Latin. I would love to go over to like Pavia in Italy, but you need government permission to go on that island. Go up in a lot of these ancient castles in England and Scotland and Ireland, and just start speaking Latin and see what you get. Just see what happens. I've tried reading St. Michael's Prayer out loud in Latin. It didn't work. It did not work too well for me. Let's just put it that way. Accidentally connecting with medieval scholars that have been locked into castles due to heresy. And you're talking getting into energies that are hundreds of years old, if not 1,500 years older. You're talking energies that are pent up, and they could roll your ass. The Latin, I don't think is going to save you. If they're pissed off, they're going to do some damage. I went into a building in Goldfield, Nevada, that was built back in the early 1900s. I got hit so hard, I had to be carried out of the building by 3 grown men. I am 6'3", 240, and they were carrying my dead weight out of the building. I couldn't imagine going in and pissing off spirits that are 500 years older than they are. I don't think I could. I don't think I could deal with it. It's a dangerous, slippery slope. We're pretty dead all the way through this. I had we were in town to talk to people about possibly investigating other buildings. That night we were investigating in Goldfield. I was up on the 3rd floor talking to the owner of the building. The rest of the team was in the throughout the 1st and 2nd floors looking around. The owner of the building was about 10 feet away from me. And all of a sudden I dropped to the deck. It felt like somebody hit me in the center of the chest with a sledgehammer. And he had to call everybody up. They carried me out. My buddy was a paramedic in Tonopah. He was stopping by to say hi to me anyway, so we got a hold of him. He came down. He took my vitals. This is how bad it was. He took all my vitals. He's like, Brent, you're fine. I was like, what? Dude, no. I'm like, what's wrong? He goes, your vitals are perfect. There's nothing wrong with you. No signs of a heart attack, no signs of a stroke, no signs of aneurysm, no signs of anything. He goes, dude, do me a favor. Take your shirt off. I took off my shirt, and I had a great big red mark right here in the center of my chest. Hence, me saying it felt like I got hit with a sledgehammer. Something did not want me in that building, and I was only talking to the owner. So going into a castle that was built in the 1300s of scholars that were locked in there for hearsay, they're pissed off. I accept the risk, otherwise I wouldn't evoke spirits, demons, aged thousands of years old, the work's been affected by. Yeah. Felt like you were strung up? Oh. If don't mind me asking, how old are you? If you've had these feelings, you've done these practices, I just want to get an idea of your age. 26. Okay, so I'm 48. You've had some experiences. You've had some experiences, and I hate saying this, you're young. Yeah, feeling it strung up. That's a scary one. I've been thrown across my own bedroom, which was scarier than that. Of that hit. I did a residential to where I just started throwing up at random, and it lasted for about 10 hours. I've been scratched, pinched, punched, thrown, kicked, threatened. You notice we have an insult counter on the bottom right of every time I've been insulted by a spirit on this stream. Yeah, just don't. I'm not going to say don't. You're going to do it if you feel you're comfortable or not. Be careful with demons. Be careful with that. You can evoke any other spirits. Be careful with the demonic side, because it's like they'll come at you with kindness. Then it's over. Your life will be wrecked. There's not too many demonologists out there. Okay, my parents said I would feel stuff they couldn't. Now it's when a friends can go completely sick and incapacitated, and I feel fine. Just be careful, man, please. If you're considering doing anything with demons, see about becoming a certified demonologist. There are courses out there that will teach you. There are courses online you can do this. Yeah, they're a little expensive, but if you want to go down that road, please at least think about it. Really not see anything on this recorder. I saw my first spirit when I was 6, 7, somewhere in there. I've never forgotten about it. Like I said, I'm 48. I got into it when I was 32. I never really paid full attention to it until I had a buddy call me up one night. He's like, "Hey, you want to go ghost hunting?" Sure, why not? Never ever thought about doing it until he asked. And since then, nobody that I started with is still in the paranormal. I'm the only one. Nobody wants to go out and investigate. And my team is a little washy. Yeah, thanks. I know it's dangerous path, but I believe the left and the right hand path both hold merits. They do. Just a beauty could be seen, decaying dog by Jesus, so to say. Yeah. I can't disagree with you. I can't disagree at all. Also, read about every religion you can. There's, I don't want to say demonic, but negative spirits in virtually every religion. If you go into if you go into a Jewish household, you got negative Jewish spirits. They're not going to work with Christian beliefs. Same with Islam and Hindu and all the religions hold negative spirits. Study up on each one just in case. I've dealt with. I had a elderly Jewish couple that had a negative spirit in their house, and they had a busted mezuzah on their door. If you don't know what a mezuzah is, it's a spiritual protection scroll. The Jewish community keeps on their front door to ward off evil spirits. You're supposed to replace it every few years because it gets cracked and decays, and after it cracks, it's no longer protecting. So getting into that, I suggest you just study into the negative spirits of every religion. That way you can identify it easier down the road and you're not as negatively affected by it. And that's what I started doing for a while. Hermetic belief system, I don't really follow a denomination, but I follow the roots for many religions. And so, okay. Then you're a step above where I was a few years ago when I started. You're well above where I was. And don't ever lose that. Don't ever lose that. Because I'll be honest, it's going to be your saving grace when shit hits the fan. And every investigator has that one instance when shit hits the fan. And there's no other way to put it. There's no other way to put it. So the only demonic I ever worked, let me pause this real quick, where I'd been in the field maybe 2 years. So major greenhorn, major freaking rookie. The director of the group, I was to be his protege. Brent, I need you on this case with me. I need you to experience this. I need you to know what to expect. This residential ended up being on Ghost Adventures many years ago. we went in, interviewed the family, you know, sat down with them, figured out what's going on. Come to find out, when their sons were younger, preteen, early teen years, they were into kind of a satanic rituals. They would sacrifice animals in the back room. They had pulled up the carpet and they were drawing pentagrams in blood on the floor. Okay, that's bad juju right there. Bad things were happening in the house. People were getting sick. Unknown attacks by unseen forces. Just relatively, you walk into the house and you feel it's fucked. I hate saying it like that, but I don't want to shy away from this. We had stopped to talk to the family more. We're sitting in the living room. I'm facing the hallway that goes down the house, down the back of the house. I'm watching black shadows walk back and forth across the hallway. Scared me half to death. And like I said, I'm still 2 years in. I don't know very much. And we finished the investigation, and I told the director, I said, I'm not coming back to this house. I said, it's bad in there. It is very bad. He goes, we got to get, we had a demonologist on staff. We had to call him to come in and fully cleanse the house, which didn't fully work. He just didn't get it all. And after GA went in there, they had the demonologist come out and he did a full ritual to cleanse the house. And there were some things that were said on the show that we didn't know. And there was stuff that we knew that GA wasn't told. So it was a half vicious circle to where none of us were told the full story. But from what I've been told, last time I looked, the family was back to normal. So it was my one dive into demonic, and I never want to experience it again. Not by will, at least. Like in a way, I don't believe all demons that our people believe are inherently evil. Most vary with wrath and vengeful. In line with you, if they could learn from you as you learn from them, it gets both sides respect, and that's why my intuition tells me. I agree with you about 80%. I'm going to agree with you on this. I don't have the book on me. It's out in the garage in a box. I wish I remember the name of the book. I'll see if I could find it for next stream. I'd like you to, when I find the book, I'll give you the title. Look into getting it. It has the names of, I think, about 100 different demons, and it says where they rank amongst the demons and what their powers are, both good and bad. So when I find that book, it's not the Lesser Key of Solomon. Give me a second here. All right, I'm going to turn my mic off for a second. All right, that didn't take too long. I found it. Uh, you don't have to apologize for anything. This is why I'm here. Not only to analyze evidence, but to talk about the paranormal. I'm learning from you, and I thank you for being in here and bringing this up because it helps me research later. So I do thank you. You don't have to apologize for derailing. This actually helps me a lot. So thank you. Yeah, that book, when I opened that book the night I got it, my lights in my house flickered. Scared the shit out of me, I ain't gonna lie. You know, there's a lot of paranormal streamers out there. Like Ectomaster here in the channel. He goes through some of these shows and he talks about what they got right, what they got wrong. He's a hell of a good guy. Check out his stream when he goes live. He does game a lot too, but Ectomaster he's a hell of a good guy and a very entertaining on his stream. So check him out as well. You know, he doesn't dive into it like I do, but he does his paranormal thing and it's fun. I know Interface Death, they don't really stream anymore. They used to do a hell of a job on theirs. I can't think of any more offhand right now. But there's a few. But as far as analyzing evidence, I think I'm actually it. Murder of crows, and you use the right term. You use the right term. You know, crows, that's either a sign, that could be a sign of great fortune too, that they're watching after you. Yeah, demonology is one thing, like I said, I'll be honest, I kind of shy away from. You know, I've dealt with spirits that are the nicest in the world. I've dealt with some of the biggest asshole spirits around that I could find. You know, Nevada State Prison. You would think because they're killers and convicts, the spirits would be fucking jerks. Most of them are actually very freaking nice, unless you antagonize them. But you know, again, sometimes those signs are so obvious, you kind of just brush them off. You don't think anything about it, but it's like you go back and think a couple hours later, you're like, wait a minute. Wow. 2 months back. Fell dead on top of your head. Always feed him peanuts and stuff at Corvids. I can assume those are birds. Don't know what type though. Like I always feed ravens. Ravens and crows, always feed them. Always be nice to them. Ravens and crows are the only birds. Crows, ravens, jackdaws, okay. Crows and ravens are the only birds that will teach their flock and their offspring to hate you. If you're mean to them, they will teach their offspring to hate you too. And people say animals don't think. Animals don't have a conscience. Bullshit. Go be mean to a raven. Its great grandchildren are gonna hate you. You're getting gifts from your local populations. There you go. You feed them, they remember you, they'll bring you gifts. Whether it's buttons or coins or rocks, pebbles, whatever. They'll bring you presents. It's the coolest thing in the world. Generally, if I remember right, it's polished stones. A crow, a raven, bring you a polished stone. The shiniest one they could find. Yeah, what they give doesn't matter. Exactly. I'm just, using that as an example. And that's because birds, cats, dogs, all that, they see in different spectrums. Do they see spirits? They have that different, different way of seeing the world. When your dogs, cats, any animals are just staring at nothing, are they watching a spirit in your house and trying to protect you from it? Just like the birds, they recognize you're a good spirit. They bring you things. They're watching out for you. They probably feel it's going to protect you. For me, if they brought me a shiny stone, I'd pick that sumbitch up, put it in my pocket. It's a gift from them. Okay, just them in the background. Yeah, cats. Cats primarily attach themselves to one person. They'll tolerate everybody else, but once they choose their person, that's it. You are their human, and it's just like, hey, cat's mine. It may tolerate you, but watch out for me. Every once in a while, my cat will make an appearance on stream, and somebody made this for me. That's Jack. He's a rescue. I rescued him, and he never leaves my side. And our good buddy Vexus there does hunting and fishing streams. Another really good guy in here. Been a supporter for a long time. sounds like one of the docents down the hallway. That's not evidence. That's Susan. You hear me talk about the docents, and they're the ones who take care of the prison. Chris, Susan, Tammy, and Michelle. You ever hear me mention those names? That's why. They're pretty discernible voices. Hear them quite often on the recorders. And evoking him with the side goal of capturing evidence would be a great disrespect. Yeah. If you're evoking spirits, don't do it for the evidence. Do it for yourself. I think you're right. I think it could be disrespectful, and I think it could turn around and hurt you in the long run. If it's something they realize, they might not ever contact you again or help you again or do anything along those lines to communicate with you. Hey, this guy's, he's doing it for the wrong reasons. When I go into locations, I make it known why I'm there. But as far as you're concerned, yeah. I mean, if you want to evoke them and let them know, I'm recording this, I'm recording my communication with you so that I can better understand why you're here to help me. I think that'd be okay, but if you do it without letting the spirits know, then you might be asking for trouble. Just my personal views. What I say is my views on the paranormal. I've learned from many other investigators. I've taken a little bit from everybody I've worked with and formed my own opinions. And as seeing more powerful beings, I don't want to be on its bad side, then don't risk it. Don't risk it for the biscuit. I guess it's to each his own. I could talk till I'm blue in the face and nobody will ever take my advice, or people are going to take it to heart. Even if you only take one sentence of what I say. And I tell that to every investigator. If you only take one piece, it bettered you as an investigator. Or as anything else. Okay, we got coming in here in a little bit. Don't play games you don't understand. It's one of the best things I've heard yet. Yeah, don't play games you don't understand. I know I take a lot of risks on every investigation. Every investigator, when you investigate, you're playing games you don't fully understand. We don't know if the paranormal is real. What if everything we're doing is subconscious projection? And this dives into other stuff I've been reading about is subconscious manifestations, RSPK, telekinesis, stuff like that. What if all the evidence that we've gotten on these recorders is projected by the person as asking the question? This is why when I investigate a new area, I go in blind. I don't want to know anything about the people or the location. I go in and see what I can find and compare it to the history. Because if I know everything about it and go in and I get the evidence and then match it up, it might be contaminated evidence. Go in blind. Compare it to history. You'll be surprised what you get. You go in, oh, I know there was a fire here in 1923 and 7 people died. What was it like in the fire? It's like you get people who figure out everything about the location. what's real and yeah. All we are is meat skeleton, energy trapped in a meat skeleton. That's my view on life. We transcend to a higher dimension after we die. We don't really die. Our physical being dies, but our energy, we transcend to something else. You know, what if heaven is the next life? You know, what if your view of heaven, you're reincarnated on the next plane? You know, people say heaven or hell. You know, I've got some real views on this, and I'm going to pause the audio for a second. Let me write this down. Because that's probably going to be the end of the audio for today. I love getting into discussions with the ultra religious, mainly Christians. And this is when I start turning a lot of heads. If you talk to the devout religious, Catholic, Christian, Methodist, Protestant, most of those religions center around heaven and hell. In the Old Testament, there is no true definition of heaven or hell. Fire and brimstone did not come in until the New Testament. What if hell is, and this is where I start getting arguments. No, there's heaven or hell. There's no in between. You die, it's one or the other. You know, there's no spirits. You're chosen to go one or the other. Okay, I'm going to use your analogy here. You're sent to heaven. Okay, you transcend to the next life or to heaven, whatever definition of heaven is. What if hell is where Jesus is king and you can only find salvation, makes no one Savior, makes me cringe a bit? You feel, yeah. Do I believe there is a God? Most religions say yes. Did Jesus die on the cross for the salvation of his believers? Yeah, I think he did. So it's like I believe a little bit from most religions. But going back to it, you're judged to go to heaven or hell. What if hell is remaining here as a spirit to watch the ones you love grow old, suffer, and die, and that is your punishment for the life you lived? There's no definition of brimstone to the New Testament. If you're a Christian, you're following the Old Testament as well, and your judgment is to remain here and watch your friends and family die. That's your punishment. Nobody wants to watch your friends and family die. That is a torment to watch the ones you love die. Especially your parents watching your children die. You know, it's like, and you know, think about that. No parent wants to watch their child die. What if that's your judgment? Once you reach that age and you die, you have to stay here and watch your kids go through the same thing you did. That is torment. That could be the definition of hell. And I've had the religious look at me and go, holy shit. And they just look at you. They're speechless. They're like going, it's plausible. Then all these people remain here. That means there are spirits among us. And at that point, they cannot argue with you. They know they just got put in a corner, and I don't want to say you use religion against them, but you used teachings against them. You use common sense in the teachings to say, yeah, there's spirits among us, and there's no way around it. Seems a great teacher indeed, but the super binary, some religious, feels a bit abused to extort soft power on the masses. I don't believe I don't want to say I don't believe in organized religion, but the extent they go to religion with these mega churches nowadays is exploiting the Word of God. They're exploiting this to get rich. They are not men of the cloth. They're freaking snake oil salesmen. They're making $100 million a year, living in mansions, driving a Rolls Royce off the kindness of others and exploiting it. They're going to be judged for it one day by whatever God they choose. Think about that. They're exploiting religion to get rich. Look at all these mega churches on TV. We have a mega church here in Vegas. I don't agree with it. You want to preach the word? Do it in a tent somewhere. Let's see how many people follow. Or are people going to fall into the stereotypical follow the religion like that? I mean, that's just my view. I might be way off base. I might be wrong. But that's kind of my view. But anyways, guys, we have been going for 2.5 hours now. I am going to jump off here and get myself some lunch. I am hungry. I'm getting to the point where I'm hangry. So, FBI, I truly thank you for keeping chat active and your questions and your views. It really made the stream interesting. Ecto, I know you're still here somewhere. Vexus, thank you again for the resub. FBI, thank you for the new sub. I really had a blast with this. I don't know if I'm going to do another show a little bit later on this evening. I might. But I've got to take some me time right now. My brain is actually smoking. You have a blessed day as well, and thank you again. Some of your views, some of what you've said is some of the most intelligent I've read in a long time. And I appreciate your views and sharing them with the chat and sharing them with the stream. It means a lot to me. And I look forward to seeing you in here again. And don't let my attachments haunt you. Believe me, they won't. I've got haunted dolls right behind me that do the same thing. Guys, have a good day, and maybe I'll see you later today. If not, I'll be back on tomorrow. Thanks again.